Hello, my sweet friends. Today I'm coming at you with another Plan With Me video. This time around, I'm doing a weekly spread plan with me. This is my current favorite weekly spread, and I've been using it for a couple weeks now, and I find that it just really works with my workflow and for how much I've been trying to get done every day. There's a lot of room to fill in all of my to-dos and check them off and everything. So I wanted to create this plan with me and kind of like spread the love on this awesome little weekly spread I've been working on and kind of fine-tuning to make it work for me. And hopefully if you're inspired by it, you'll be able to make it work for you as well. So I wanted to make this video that way you know all the steps that I take to make this awesome little weekly spread that I've been doing lately. So right now I am just going in with my Sharpie fine liner. It's in size fine, and it's just regular black ink. I really love these pens. I think they work really well. They never ever run out of ink. I've never had one run out of ink. The reason I end up replacing them actually is because the little nib of the pen gets worn down, probably because I press too hard or something like that. But they're great quality pens and they're really cheap. So if you're looking for a nice little pen to use in your bullet journal, I would really recommend these ones. They hardly ghost at all and they never bleed through. I've never had a problem with that in my Leuchtturm 1917. And just so you guys know, I will be linking all of the products I use in the description box below. They're not affiliate links or anything like that. I just really love all of the products that I use. And if you're in the market for new bullet journal supplies, maybe that'll give you some inspiration for what kind you might want this time around. So we are just cracking along, working on the second half of this spread. It's a pretty basic layout, just 6 boxes. I find that I rarely use my bullet journal on the weekends, and I like to kind of compensate for that and have a little more room during the weekdays, and then just a smaller box for the weekends just to note any plans that I have or anything that I'm doing and stuff like that. But I don't really need tons of room to plan. That's why I just go with 6 boxes. Of course, that's totally changeable if you have super busy weekends and maybe not a couple busier weekdays, then you can definitely change it to suit whatever you need. All right, so we're just gonna finish this one up. Bear with me. I know that I leave one of those little days of the week boxes open for a little while. I didn't realize I had done it until about halfway through planning for the week, after I had started filling in all of my decorations for the week. So hang in there. I promise that box up in the upper right hand corner does get filled in. It drove me crazy once I realized it too, but rest assured it will get done. This week I'm doing a honeybee themed spread, and this came to me from these new super cute stickers that I created for my Etsy, which is also linked in the description. As you can see, I have them up there in the top of the video. They're just really cute, really bright, happy, fun watercolor stickers, perfect for spring. I was finding that all this rain we're having lately here in Oregon was kind of bringing me down, and I wanted to add some happiness. So here we are with those adorable stickers. They're so cute. They say be happy. Get it? Because they're little honeybees. So cute. So I based this weekly spread off of these new stickers. I did them, of course, a little bit differently. They're not watercolor. I'm just using my Tombow pens, dual brush pens. I adore these pens. I can't recommend them enough. Right now I am using the shade 020. It's a really light yellow, but I like it for the base of all the little wings on my honeybees and in the honeycomb and that sort of thing. It's just a really nice soft color that kind of adds some depth to the drawings. So I decided to add this little Be Happy banner and color it in using these Tombow dual brush pens. And I really like how it turned out. I wasn't sure, because I usually don't like drawing right in the middle of the page because of that big crease, right? Obviously, it's kind of hard to draw around, but this time it worked out really well. And I think that was probably because I didn't have to do too much drawing right in the middle. It was mostly just hand lettering, which is a lot easier for me to do. So here we are, just finishing up our little bumblebee wings and honeycomb. And now I'm going to keep trucking along on those bees. I'm going to be using the brighter yellow that you see is also a Tombow, and it's the color 993. It's a nice deep yellow. It's almost orangey, but not quite. It's still a more yellow tone to it. Not as bright as my bullet journal stickers that are, up there in the shop and on Etsy and everything. But I still like how they turned out just for the sake of my bullet journal. Sometimes I'm not too into using watercolors in my bullet journal, so this was the next best thing. And I still love it. It's a nice bright color. So I'm just going in and adding my little bee stripes and doing a little bit more shading with that lighter yellow, kind of filling in this banner. If you like this little banner design, I also have just blank banner stickers up in my Etsy shop, which I'll link those in the description too. They're just really nice for when you have something that you kind of want to pop out on your bullet journal page. Like in this case, my little happy message to myself, be happy. Now I'm just going through and using that same deep yellow orangey color and filling in my days of the week boxes. I think this is really key to making this spread complete, is having that accent color in your days of the week boxes. This is also where I realized that I messed up and I didn't totally fill in Thursday's box. We're just going to fix that real quick. And then keep trucking along and coloring in our boxes. I like to let the Tombow brushes dry a little before I use the Sharpie pen, otherwise I find it bleeds into the color a little bit. Not through to the other page, just kind of, it's like the ink seeps out into the yellow around it. So I like to give it a little time to dry before I go in and fill in Monday through Friday and the weekend and everything. So in the meantime, I'm just going to be using this nice deep brown color. It's shade 977, and adding the last few accent details to my cute banner and some of the bumblebees and the honeycomb and that sort of thing. And of course, we can't have bumblebees without those wonderful deep black stripes. Those are just the basic black Tombow dual brush pen, nothing special. However, I will say when I do the hand lettering, that is not a Tombow. It's not a dual brush pen. It's probably gonna butcher this. It's a Fudenosuke brush pen. I'll link it down below. I'm pretty sure I said it wrong. But I love these brush pens. I find that they work great. They're nice and thin and really great, especially for beginners. I cannot recommend these brush pens enough for beginners. The Tombow dual brush pens are a lot thicker, but the Fudenosuke, they're nice and thin. So they're great for learning to control your brush strokes. So I'll link all of those below, of course. Now just adding up a few last details on these bumblebees. I used that dark brown to kind of outline, highlight, I guess you could call it, the bumblebee wings. And I did this on the sticker sheet actually with black, and I love how it turned out. So either way, whether you use black or brown, I think that adding that little bit of extra detail really takes it the extra mile. So let's see, now I'm just gonna go in with that calligraphy pen and add in Be Happy. I didn't use cursive on this one. On the sticker sheet it's actually in cursive and I like that one more, but just for the sake, because the paper was bending on that crease, I didn't want to take the chance of totally butchering it, so just didn't do that this time around, but it still looks really cute the way I did it in my bullet journal, so I'm happy with it. And now I'm adding some cute little bumblebee trails for my sweet bees, and just seeing how that looks. I think that adds a nice little layer. And I ended up going in and outlining my banner, which I like a lot more than just having it with just the pen. And the stickers in my shop, the banner stickers, are all outlined because I just think it looks really clean and makes all the difference, you know? But I will say it was a little bit of a challenge with that paper crease in the center. I might have to work something out in the next few weeks about how I can kind of better use that space. So now, of course, I have to go in and add a couple sparkles and stars and things like that because that's just my style. And I feel like those little blank spaces were just a little naked. They kind of needed the extra love. And it's very on brand with how I bullet journal to try and add a little extra magic to it. So that's all I was doing there, filling it in with those lighter Tombow colors just to keep things light and bright and not too heavy. And of course, adding some detail to the honeycomb and just filling in all of those sweet little bumblebee trails, adding some more yellow to it. Just too much black kind of gets me down, so I was trying to add a little bit more color there at the end. So now I'm just filling in the days of the week and the date. This is for April 8th through 14th, I think. But with the weekend, I don't really date it just because I don't need to. And if you guys have any other ideas for cute themes for weekly spreads, I would love to film a couple more of these. One big reason I wanted to do this weekly spread was to show you guys how I kind of plan out one of my favorite weekly layouts, because I am launching custom bullet journals on my Etsy, which are 100% designed for exactly what you need. This is actually one of the weekly layout themes available, with the theme of bumblebees optional. So any possible theme you could want, I can turn it into a monthly spread or a weekly spread and carry it through your bullet journal. This is a really awesome opportunity for boss babes who maybe don't have the time to bullet journal but know that they would be so much more productive if they had a planner that they could love. So I'm not talking any boring daily spreads, things like that. These planners are bursting with just love and productivity and inspiration. So if that's something you're interested in, if you love the idea of a bullet journal but can't necessarily have one or have the time to make one, definitely check out this awesome offer that I have linked down in the description. There are great spreads to go with it, and I think you guys would love it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful, blessed day.